Tyler.
Jeff, go ahead.
Tyler, over to your right. You guys talked all week about this big test, how you guys are excited to play this game. Specifically defensively, how do you think you guys performed, particularly in that first half when they shot almost 56%?
I mean, yeah. If you play defense and this other team's shooting 56%, or you're playing a game and the other team scores 80 points, it's going to be hard to win those games. So we definitely got to tighten some things up.
Got a question in the back?
Steven, early on it seems some of the inside looks weren't going. Perhaps you were getting fouled. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that, and also some of the later looks were you able to convert?
Yeah, no, I got to finish those looks. I was just trying to look for contact rather than trying to score it. So I gotta finish all those ones I missed. But yeah, there's no excuse for that. I think I just got to finish them.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Chucky, over here to your right. You and Max and AJ appeared to get some open three-point looks that I think you guys will take most nights. Did you like the majority of the three-point looks that the guards got tonight?
Yes.
You need to hit more of them soon?
Yes.
Okay, right over here. Go ahead.
Steven, they seem to send a lot of pressure once you guys got down into the low post. What did that sort of look like from you guys' perspective?
I mean, kind of like I was telling him, it shouldn't have really affected us. I think I should have just went a little bit stronger, scored those ones I missed, but it didn't really affect me. I don't think it really affected T. We just got to finish better, and we know that. So.
Go ahead, Ben.
Tyler, your two halves are kind of polar opposites. What wasn't working in the first half for you, and what started to work a little bit better for you in the second half that you were able to convert some looks inside?
I feel like I was starting to get the ball in my spots in the second half, able to make some plays, and also we were able to get a few more stops, especially when we were going on our runs there. So being able to get the defense when they were not set, I think that helped out a lot.
Steven, do you feel like this is a game that you guys, had some chances to kind of take control of and maybe let slip through your fingers?
Yeah, no, for sure. We kept cutting and making it close, and then we couldn't get over that hump. And I think the main thing for us is just our defense, and we got to tighten some things up on defense, and we'll watch the film and learn from it. So I think it was a great test for us.
Jeff, go ahead.
Tyler, follow up on that defense. Rick Barnes said that he likes his guys, that they can spread the floor with five guys and attack. Guys have a lot of green lights. How good were they at doing that and getting either to the rim or just getting enough space to hit some shots?
I mean, yeah, they're a good team. They got a lot of good guys that can get to the rim, but I just feel like our team defense wasn't completely there. Might have 4 out of 5 guys in one possession, or the next time we'll have 3 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. So it's a different person every time. So we just need to hammer that on the head this next couple of days of practice.
Go ahead, Ray.
Tyler, there were a lot of missed free throws at the end. Specifically, I think you missed a couple, and that one rebound that slipped through your hands. Do you feel like, with the half these to build upon it and kind of finish off the game, personally, kind of slip through your hands a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I just got to be better. I got to make those.
Any more questions for the players? Thanks, fellas.
All right, thanks, Dave. Obviously, a credit to Tennessee. I thought they exploited some things consistently throughout the game, really. We could never get a handle on ourselves defensively, and I think it showed. We got a lot of work to do defensively, which I thought we had a lot to do, but to get it exposed like this is, in the long run, will be good for us. I'm proud of the guys how we battled. I mean, we were there and could never get a stop or a rebound or a possession without a foul when we needed it the most. So learn from this one. We'll break it down and do a lot of teaching and make sure we're getting better quickly, because we obviously turn the page and get ready for what's coming next. So this group will bounce back and learn and continue to improve as we go through the non-conference schedule. Questions?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Greg, you mentioned the defense. Did it start with a guy getting beat with dribble penetration and then rotations not being what they needed to be?
Well, it was a little bit of everything, or a lot of everything. There was under ball screens. We went under. We lost guys at times, especially in the first half. I thought 15 points on their first 10 possessions gives them a lot of confidence. And then we get to a point where they got to make tough shots like Knecht did down the stretch. And he's a heck of a player, which we knew coming in. But we had given him enough clean looks early to get going a little bit, and then when he has to make plays, he can. But yeah, it was off the dribble. It's again, going under a screen, not sending the ball to the help, straight line drives, defensive rebounding, fouling when we, some of that's where the ball got driven to, giving up baseline. So a lot of things, everything that happened is correctable, and we'll continue to teach and show them how it needs to be done. But I think that's one of the benefits of playing this type of team this early is that we get shown a few things that maybe we in other games wouldn't get exposed as easily. So we'll grow from this and be better because of it.
In the back, Coach.
Coach, it seemed like you guys threw a lot of different looks at Dalton Knecht today, and I just wanted to ask what was the game plan and also what made it so difficult for you guys to guard him overall?
Well, he's a really good player. I mean, that's why he was pretty highly sought after on the portal. He moves well without the ball. They use him in different positions. As you can see, they posted him some, use him in there, run him off screens. Just thought we made, either mistakes in switching. He was we lost him on an out of bounds play. He got away from us. And you let a guy like that get going a little bit and get a couple clean looks, and now the basket seems really big for him. And obviously he gets to the line because he's big and he's physical and he's a really good athlete. He's every bit as good as what I thought he was on film. So he's a really good player. But you got to do it collectively. We got stretched out too much at times too. When we were trying to guard him off the dribble, we were hugged up on our man out of our gaps, and makes those gaps and those driving lines bigger for him. And with his ability to get downhill and the size he is, makes him that much more of an effective offensive player.
Go ahead, right up here.
I noticed in the first half, all the possessions started out with either Hepburn or Storr, and then the second half it seemed to be a total shift to more Wahl and Crowl. I want to know your reasoning behind the shift and if it turned out the way you thought it would.
Well, I don't know if just how a possession ended up. I mean, the calls were where we were going. We wanted to play in the paint, which I thought in the second half we did a little better job of. We didn't finish well enough in the paint. We've got to be better in there. I think we were 16 of 30, which is not at a high enough percentage when we're playing that much in the paint. And so from that standpoint, I thought we broke offense off at times too, and went into dribble back downs and busted out of possessions way too early. When we did let the offense work for us, we got better looks. And I think that's part of the reason the second half we go 2 for 13 from 3. The ones we did take were tougher shots because we had broken off offense, and we've got to continue to put the ball inside in Steve and Tyler's hands, and they got to finish, and we got to make free throws. You got to when you get there, you got to convert, and they did, we didn't, and that's part of it. But the defensive end, I think, is my biggest concern, because we were too porous, and that's we got to get it. It's the first time it's bitten us like this. We gave up too much off the bounce Monday night too. Thought we gave up too much off the bounce against Stevens Point. So we have to improve. We've got a long ways to go defensively here, and these guys we'll figure it out. We'll get better.
Right up front here, Coach.
How much does a game like this show the growth that still needs to happen with Nolan and John?
Yeah, I think it's good for them to get input in some of those situations, especially Nolan in the pick and rolls. I mean, he got put on ice skates a couple times, which is normal for a freshman big. I thought the physicality on the glass showed at times that he's got to be more physical. I thought John did a really good job. I thought he stayed true to the rules, didn't break very many of them that I saw. I'll go through the tape and see why we gave up shots that we gave up, but for the most part, watching him, he was on the chase. He was doing the right thing. He didn't get back cut. And for second game, so to speak, of his college career to get, this experience of guarding Knecht or guarding Vescovi, I think that's good experience for him because he'll learn from a lot of things that happened tonight.
Ben?
Greg, considering all the pieces you have back, are you surprised by some of the defensive breakdowns this early in the season, or is this just kind of par from the course,
Well,
getting
it's
back
not
into
always
gameplay?
it's not always per se on one specific person. You know, one person can get maybe beat off the dribble, which is going to happen. But what happens behind that? And as I mentioned earlier, where the driving lane's too wide in terms of we're hugged up at 25 feet on a non-shooter, and we create a bigger gap than we need to. So it's those things, it's the positioning, it's the discipline to stay in a stance the whole possession, and clean it up, finish it with a block out and a rebound. So there was many possessions where, we guard for 26 seconds and then give up an offensive rebound, or guard for 26 seconds and then foul on a baseline drive that we shouldn't be giving up baseline drives. So just simple things that are all, like I mentioned before, correctable. And can improve. There's nothing out there that happened that we can't get better at, and we won't try to get better at.
Coach, your veterans have been through this, but when you have like Tennessee and Providence back to back on short notice, is that something that will help your young guys before you really get into the grinder in January to show them what this is like?
Well, this was a grinder tonight. I mean, and it'll be a grinder Tuesday. I mean, it just, when you're playing, experienced teams like Tennessee is, I mean, they're better than us right here November 10th. The goal is by how much better can we be by November 13th or 14th, whenever Tuesday is, and then December 10th and January 10th. So, yeah, these type of games challenge you because it exposed things. We had a lot of things that we didn't do well. And if you're playing, some other school that's not at the level, which, I've never been a fan of doing a lot of those, but to have these type of games this early, it's gonna force us. It's gonna force growth really fast. So it's good for us. It doesn't feel good right now, but it will. This will help us.
Greg, he was able to get a lot of offense late in the shot clock and get some of those second chance points. How were they able to do that, and how is that something you can correct moving forward?
Well, it's not giving up dribble penetration when we do switch in late shot clocks, not letting an offensive player go back to their strong hand, send them towards, the other three guys, not the open lane line, and then also, finishing possessions with rebounds, blocking out, go and secure the ball. I think there were six second chance points in that 10 to 4 minute mark, which was kind of the deciding time. It was tighter at 10 minutes to go, 1 or 3 point game, and then it was those little plays. It's typically the game of basketball is never about any wow plays. If you look at the course of an outcome, it's all those little things added up over, really, even before the last 10 minutes, we had plenty of things that we didn't do how we need to do, but those little things get exposed, and those little things come back to bite you when you get against good teams.
Got one more for Coach, Ben.
Greg, you got him in the bonus fairly early, I think in the last 9-ish minutes. Do you feel you guys did enough during that stretch to get to the line, or did you leave some opportunities out there in that stretch?
I'll have to watch the tape and go possession by possession with it to really give you a true answer, Ben, but probably not, And then when we did get there, you got to convert, what we were in the second half. 9 for 16 with the front end miss, so that's 9 for 17. No, we got to be better.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you.